All right, howdy everyone, and welcome back to Eonan's Edge. Today I'm bringing you an awesome budget knife from Sitivien, the Sitivien ST130. Jumping right in with some basic specs. So 14C28N steel in a drop point high flat grind knife. It does have a stone washed finish on the blade. Very, very nice. There you can see ST130 14C28N. We've got stainless steel liners in the knife. We've got micarta for handles. We got a G10 back spacer on the back of the knife. Stonewash deep carry pocket clip. The knife is riding on dual ceramic ball bearings. It is a liner lock deployment with nice lockup. And let's give you some basic specs on the measurements. So you've got 3 3/8 inches of usable fine edge on the blade. You've got a scale length of 4 1/4 inches from the front to the back of the scales, and an overall tip to tail length on the knife of 8 1/4. The knife weighed in on my digital scale at just a smidge under 4.2 ounces, so reasonably light considering it's got full stainless steel liners in it. So let's jump into what I like. Immediately, the look and feel and fit and finish on this knife will make you think that this knife costs a lot more than it does. The micarta on this knife, I don't think that the camera can do this justice, but it has some of the nicest micarta that I have ever seen on a knife, especially on a sub $100 knife. The micarta on this is fantastic. Texturing, look, the way that it's all rounded and chamfered, really, really nice. I mean, this stuff will amaze you. Somebody else, I think it was Bees, did a review on this knife as well and had said the same thing. He was blown away by how amazing the micarta is on this knife. It is super, super well done. It is just, again, I can't say enough about it. But moving on. So besides the beautiful micarta, the knife has really good ergos. This is a full-size knife, guys. Look at how much space there is at the back of this handle. Here's me with my large glove size hands and a full hammer grip, and this is what we've got. We've got enough room for a whole nother finger back here. There's a nice spot to rest your thumb here. You can step over it if you're choking up a little bit from a saber to more of a Filipino grip or a modified grip up here. The action on the knife is really nice. It drops shut. It does only mainly have one deployment method, which is the flipper tab, but it fires out there beautifully, locks into place every time, and boom, falls closed. Hard to imagine that a knife in this category has all of these really nice features. A usable deep carry pocket clip. The knife carries really well in your pocket. The clip is very functional. I love that there's a nice little blue accent on the knife. The micarta comes in 3 different colors. You get this nice black. They make a deep green color, and then they make a really nice tan micarta that has some brown accents in it. All 3 of those micartas look really nice. I have seen the black and the green one in person. I have not seen the tan, but it looks really, really nice in the photos. And if this level of micarta is any indication, like I said, that will be a win. Finally, the 14C28N blade. I have had this knife now for a couple of months. I have used this knife off and on during that time. I have put it through lots and lots of cutting tasks. And I have to tell you, all I really had to do is lightly strop this knife, I think 2 times since I have been using it. Just a little bit of a light strop after use, and this thing is back to razor sharp. It came out of the box with a beautiful edge on it for a budget knife. It was very, very sharp, and it has held up the way that you would expect good 14C28N steel to hold up. So there you go. So let's talk about issues or dislikes. I got just a couple teeny little ones, like this big. So here we go. The first thing is button-headed screws on the pocket clip. Yeah, the pocket clip could come back a little further. I get it, but there's so little knife sticking out of your pocket right there. But the main thing is button-head screws. Like, you could have given me a little bit more room under here. I like that there's no hot spots with the clip because they did it right. They came up and back, angled it down. It has a small spoon, tapered and face down, just enough to get underneath there. Goes in and out of the pocket well, holds well. So the design overall is good, but I would have liked to have not seen button-head screws. And then the second thing, and this is one of those things like, how much can you ask for out of a budget knife? I feel like this knife, if it just had some jimping right here on the top of this blade, right where your thumb naturally wants to rest, it would be perfection. Now, again, this is a Sitivien. This is a budget price knife with 14C28N, dual ceramic ball bearings, great build quality, and a fantastic action. So am I going to get bent out of shape about the fact that they didn't put three or four little jimping lines here? Nope, not at all. Again, those are my only two very, very small things to make note of. I guess there would be a tiny third thing, and that is there is a blade hole here. And the knife can be opened with that. I'm just not good at that. But it can be opened with that blade hole. It can. It's just you've got to have some dexterity in your hands. I do not. I have opened it with that a few times, but again, that's not really the main method of deployment for this knife. The main method of deployment for this knife is going to be the flipper tab. So other than those tiny little things, this knife is a win. This knife is a complete win. The jimping on the top would have taken this knife, which I feel is a home run by Sitivien, and made it a Grand Slam home run, right? Would have made it a Grand Slam. If they just put a little jimping on there and they gave me some bevel-headed screws, this knife would be a Grand Slam hit. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to summarize now. This is the Sitivien ST130. It is $29, folks. $29. Less than what you see on the table right there. Less than that to buy this knife. So, yeah, this knife is a home run for Sitivien. If this is the kind of knife that they're going to produce on a regular basis, and they're able to sell me a knife with this steel and this kind of build quality and this nice of micarta and an overall good design and ergos with, and again, plenty of size for almost any hand, I will take it all day long. For that reason, and several others, I highly recommend this knife. If you don't own one of these and you're looking for a nice budget knife that punches well up above its weight class, the ST130 is the knife for you. I like this knife so much, I'm going to buy a second one. So there you go, folks. There's the knife. Let's do a couple of really quick size comparisons. There it is next to a bug out. It is definitely bigger and more chunky than a bug out, as you can see. It's got more handle length to it. There's about, I would say, a little over ½ an inch more handle, quite a bit more blade, and obviously it's a much more substantial knife. Here it is next to a Demco 8020.5. You can see how much bigger it is than that knife. I show this knife a lot in my videos for size comparisons. This is definitely full-size length knife. Again, Sitivien ST130. Check it out if you're looking for a good budget knife. Think about hitting that like button for me and subscribing to my channel if you like my content and you are interested in more. I thank you as always for watching, folks. Have a great day and stay sharp.